Well, hey guys, today we're in the studio with Eric and we're talking about addiction and how to overcome it. In the next few videos, you're going to give us 3 keys from your own life. But before we get to those, tell us about your struggle with addiction, just real quick, so that people watching will pay attention to what you have to say.
Okay, so I mean, it started even before my teenage years. I started using substances, marijuana, started drinking, partying, and eventually got to the harder stuff that I said I was never going to do.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where I had gotten myself into some trouble, and I was probably addicted to what people may say is the worst drug, which was heroin, opiates.
So for you, it was several different types of drugs, but probably people watching, there could be all kinds of addictions, right?
Yeah.
And I think the keys you're going to give us would apply to any kind of addiction, right? Whether it's drugs or what are some other options?
I mean, there's sex addiction, pornography, eating addictions, there's money spending addictions.
Yeah, that's good.
There's relational addictions, all those types of things. So,
okay, so you're going to give us 3 keys, one in this video, and then there'll be 2 more videos to follow this one. What's your first key for overcoming an addiction?
I think the most important thing is to be honest. So I talk about get real or you're gonna die in your addiction. That's how I felt like I was. If I wasn't gonna be honest with myself and get the secrets that I had up and out, and maybe I just had to write them down on paper first. That's a good way to be honest with yourself, is get them up and get them out. And then when you feel like you can, then you can share them with another person.
Okay, so you have to have the courage to get real with yourself about it.
Yeah.
And then the courage to get real with somebody else about it. Why was that so hard for you? Why did it take so many years for you to do that?
Well, because nobody wants to admit that they are going down the wrong path, that they've failed in life, that they've made some terrible decisions and mistakes. And so if I could just keep up my appearances with the people around me and they didn't know what was going on, then maybe I could live this way forever. But I found out that I couldn't. I probably was going to head down the road of either death or being in a lot of trouble.
Is there for people, is there also just some denial that it's really even a problem in the first place?
Yeah.
Does that happen for people? They say, come on, I can handle this. I'm a high-functioning alcoholic or whatever, right?
Yeah, denial's not just a river in Egypt.
Oh,
it's a real thing.
I was going to use the line.
It's a real thing that everyone struggles with, denial of some kind of character trait about themselves. They don't want to admit it. It may be bothersome to another person or to yourself, but we just really don't want to let that out. And denial is what kind of keeps us sick.
Yeah, and the truth is, I bet you in your story, everyone around you knew that you had a problem. So really, you're denying it yourself, you're not admitting it, but you already look foolish because everybody knows it's a problem around you. And so it took a lot of, I would say, probably courage for you to just face the truth.
Yeah.
Right?
And eventually, when you get real with yourself and then you start to agree with everybody else about how you are, a lot of times we're afraid that they're going to say, told you so, and leave us alone. But usually the people in our lives love us so much, they're telling us we have this problem because they want us to get better. And so the first sign of starting to heal would be being honest. And you'll find that people will come around you, and people love humility more than they love pride. They come around it, they embrace it, they support it. And so humility will always win over pride, and I believe pride is what keeps us in denial and not telling the truth about ourselves.
Wow, that's really insightful and rich. So here's how this works. If you're watching this either on your own or with a friend or with a group or maybe with a mentor, use the questions below and unpack this. In fact, we've got other resources on this topic at flextalk.org/addiction. So we encourage you to check those out and journal on it. Talk with someone about this so that you can get real and start moving forward. And then we'll see you in the next video for Eric's second key.